firm, no matter where you're going. Here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the bliss out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Yeehaw! Good morning, Unity Renaissance. Wherever you are today, let's stand up and swing wide the doors of the earth. Here we go.
Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Everybody!
Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for, and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside, but now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Ring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Woo, good job out there! Yeah!
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Renaissance. And happy Valentine's Day. How awesome is it that Valentine's Day is on a Sunday this year? It just feels particularly sweet, doesn't it? And just want to give a huge shout out of appreciation to our fabulous music team who set the tone for our Valentine's weekend with a great concert last night. Thank you. Beautiful job, all of you. You may notice during the service today that we have some honored guests who are with us here in the sanctuary. Only about 9 of them, maybe 8, safely distanced and wearing masks. But as part of our Valentine's celebration today, we are loving, honoring, and appreciating our Unity Renaissance staff. So we'll be doing that a little bit later in the service. And you guys, I just can't tell you how wonderful it is to see you here. A little bit of a hint of things to come, right? I can just hardly wait till this sanctuary is filled again. And it won't be long now. Well, Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. We follow the teachings and the example of our way shower, Jesus, in seeking to more fully love ourselves, love God, and love one another. Truly, his message and his ministry were all about love. What a great day to remember that. And from that beautiful consciousness of love here at Unity, we honor all paths to God, all names for God, and all expressions of God. And each and every one of you beautiful souls, each and every one of you watching online today, you are an expression of God. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And we know that when we tune into that divine light within us, when we behold it in ourselves, when we behold it in one another, that lovely radiant light just shines out all the more brightly to light up the world. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is, together, a spiritually awakened world living in peace, love, and joy. And we are manifesting that vision through our mission, which is, together, we transform lives that transform the world. Let's begin our time of transformation this morning in prayer. I invite you wherever you are this morning to take a deep breath in as you close your eyes. And truly do let go. Let go into this comforting, this beautiful presence of love and spirit that is enfolding you and supporting you this very moment. On this Valentine's Day, we're so grateful to have the excuse to turn our attention to the power of love, to pause to appreciate those who are most dear to us, and to send our love out to all those who we know and have shared our life journey with, but also to send our love out more broadly across the world. We know that truly love is the most healing agent there is, and so today we celebrate that, we lift it up, we feel it among us and within us. And for all of this, for this joyful day and all that unfolds from it, we say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
Oh, it's a beautiful song to sing to someone you love, but I think it was written for you to sing to yourself. So the words are up there. It goes like this. How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Try that with us. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Let's try that again. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone
like to invite you guys to stand, and you at home to really take this to heart as you turn to someone next to you, or maybe just hold someone in your mind's eye and give them this divinity salute together. The divine in me greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
Here we go. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Our word for today is heart expression. Please join me in our affirmation. Together, you are dear to me. I hold you in my heart.
Sharing love is a wonderful way of discovering and responding to the divinity alive in every heart, binding us as a human family. My loving nature helps me see the best in every person whose life touches mine. Today, I remember one of the legends of Saint Valentine, in which he fashioned pieces of parchment into hearts, which he gave to others as tokens of his compassion and God's love. Today, the tradition continues when I say, "You are dear to me. I hold you in my heart," with a card, gift, call, or a simple act of kindness. It's being here that's doing this to me. I haven't been here in a year. I share love with no expectation of reciprocation, and my heart welcomes every expression of love from others. Love's energy grows through both giving and receiving.
Our scripture verse is from took my glasses off. John chapter 13, verse 34. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also shall love one another. If you would like prayer support for a need or a celebration, you may call Silent Unity. Unity is a 24/7 prayer ministry any day between 6 a.m. and 2 a.m. The number is 1-800-NOW-PRAY or 1-800-669-7729. You may also fill out a prayer request form on our website or call the church and leave a message, and we'll call you back. And now, please join us for the Lord's Psalm.
Holy Creator, we praise your name. Your will in heaven and earth the same.
heaven.
Supply our needs,
Give us this day
Lord.
our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
Into your fold, for all the kingdom, power and praise, with you began and with you stays. Amen. Here's Miss Lily.
I believe the children are future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least
Scott, ladies and gentlemen.
On November 10th, 2008, highly trained neurosurgeon Eben Alexander had an experience that changed his life. At the age of 54, Alexander was struck by a rare illness that sent him into a coma for 7 days. And during that time, his neocortex, the neocortex is the outer surface of the brain. It is the part of the brain that produces consciousness. And during this time in a coma, Eben Alexander's neocortex completely shut down, which is a way of saying that his brain stopped working. It was a little bit like turning off a light switch. Completely done. And Alexander, as a scientist, had long been a skeptic about near-death experiences. But when his brain shut down like this, he had one. He found himself in an entirely new world of consciousness, far beyond the limits of his physical brain. And he said that this other realm that he found himself in, he said it was more real than real. He said it was real in a way that makes the life we are living here seem completely dreamlike by comparison. And while he was in this sort of other realm, Eben Alexander received a piece of knowledge from the guides that he encountered there. It was delivered wordlessly in a couple of iterations, and he later went back and tried to capture this message in words, and he summarized it as follows: You are loved and cherished. You have nothing to fear. The guides also told Eben Alexander that he was to come back into his body and to share this message with humankind. And surely he knew even then that this could be a life-changing message. Indeed, it has been a life-changing message. Imagine us all knowing that we are loved and cherished, and there is nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. So Alexander captured this experience and shared that message in his best-selling book, Proof of Heaven, and he's continued to publish other books and give talks and webinars. And in fact, we had him here, maybe some of you remember, several years ago. He came here to Unity Renaissance to share his inspiring story of insight. And in his books, Alexander writes, The unconditional love and acceptance that I experienced on my journey is the single most important discovery I have ever made. It revealed, he said, that our truest, deepest self is completely free. It's not crippled or compromised by past actions or concerned with identity or status. It comprehends that it has no need to fear the earthly world, and therefore it has no need to build itself up through fame or wealth or conquest. And then he adds, this is the true spiritual self that all of us are destined someday to recover. This is the being living within all of us right now, and that is, in fact, the being that God truly intends us to be. Well, we know this state of being that he's describing. We may not remember it very well, but we've experienced it before because this is how we came into the world, fresh from the realm of unconditional love and acceptance. You know, as babies and as young children, we're free and unlimited. Isn't it true? It's why we love being around children so much. Babies and young ones are all love and all joy. But then, of course, life happens. And as we grow older, fear and doubt begin to creep in. And before too long, we lose touch with our own innate perfection and goodness. And through our own experience and observation, we come to believe that in order to be loved, we have to be a certain way or we have to act a certain way. We have this sort of preconceived notion of what it will take to win love in this life. And then we go about, we set a strategy about how to achieve that, and then we drive ourselves toward that goal. And along the way, as we inevitably don't measure up to the standards we've set for ourselves, we often become our own harshest critics. You know, we're learning all about this in our Enneagram class. It's like just such a perfect example. So the Enneagram is ancient wisdom that basically lays out a framework of 9 personality types that we human beings tend to choose from. We pick the one that we're going to exemplify in this life. We adopt that as our persona. And the persona that we adopt is not who we truly are. It's who we think we must be in order to be safe and loved. And we, in fact, create a whole story around that, right? And that story begins to sort of direct our lives. And so moving through the points of the Enneagram, starting with type 1, we tell ourselves things like, in order to be loved, I have to be perfect. Number 2, I have to be needed. Or 3, I must achieve. 4, I must be special. 5, I must know everything. 6, I must protect myself and others. 7, I must keep moving to avoid pain. 8, I must be in charge. 9, I must avoid conflict. And so we begin to mold ourselves into these roles, if you will, these persona of being the perfectionist, the giver, the achiever, the tragic romantic, the thinker, the loyal skeptic, the adventurer, the boss, and the peacemaker. And we begin to define our lives very narrowly, and while these personas that we adopt may serve a useful purpose in helping us navigate the day-to-day realities, the really sad, sort of tragic truth is that it obscures the most foundational spiritual truth, that each and every one of us is already loved and lovable, exactly as we are. And in fact, when we've been studying the Enneagram, I often find myself wishing, that we could just like lay a calming hand on each person and say, hey, take it easy. You don't have to knock yourself out like that. You don't have to reshape yourself into something. You're already wonderful. You're already loved. And isn't that truly what Jesus most taught? I mean, that's how I think of him. When I think of Jesus, I think of this sort of soothing balm and loving presence that essentially he did lay a calming hand on people in his own way, right? Through his message and his ministry. He pretty much said, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You might make a mistake, but you're not a mistake. You're a radiant child of God. You're a glorious expression of the divine, the light of the world. You are inherently good and inherently loved. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to earn anything. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom just as you are. To give you the kingdom, and that kingdom we know is the realm of unconditional love and acceptance. And so how do we experience that kingdom? How do we really, he says the kingdom of heaven is right here, right now. How do we actually experience that? Well, if in fact it is the realm of unconditional love and acceptance, we enter it by practicing love and acceptance, love and compassion, first and foremost, for ourselves. A lot of times when people hear self-love, they confuse that with egotism, and they think, loving yourself, you think you're all that, or you're getting yourself all puffed up there, thinking that you're better than other people. No, That's not what this is. Loving yourself means honoring and appreciating your own spiritual essence, your own innate wholeness, the true, unique you. It means being your own champion. It means being on your own side. It means being your own best friend. A lot of us don't operate like that, do we? Loving ourselves can feel like a pretty big challenge. So here's one place we can start. By going back to the beginning. By reconnecting with that innocent child in us who got overtaken a while back by a false narrative. Each of us has an inner child that has been hurt or silenced or shamed or shunned. And we can heal that. And we can reclaim that inner child within us. And in the process, rekindle our own, not only our own self-love, but our own joy and our own sense of wonder. So when I think about my inner child, I think of this. Yes, friends, there I am. Little jowls and all. And when I look at this, I think to myself, there's a few things I'd like to say to that little girl. A few things I'd like to say to little Paula up there. And so what I have in my hand is the picture of this iconic photo in the middle. And I'd say this. Well, look at you. So full of life, ready to take on the world. I see your joy. I see your radiance. I see your love. Life hasn't always been easy for us. And I'm sorry for the times that I and others closed you off or shut you down. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. And now it's time to heal that because you're okay. Because you're safe. I love you and I will protect you. You can relax now. And I welcome your boundless spirit. So let's go forward together. Living fully, making a difference in the world, and enjoying the ride. Little sweetie. What does your inner child need from you? Is that innocent presence in you? Is it hunkered down? Or is it standing tall? Maybe it could use a little love and compassion from you. The Buddha said that you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserves your love and affection. You deserve your love and affection. And so this Valentine's Day, as you go out there and joyfully express your love for others, I invite you to also express your love for yourself. And there's a very easy way to do that. So I'd like you to consider this. Consider writing a love letter to yourself. And I brought along one of my favorite videos today to show you what happened when a few other folks did that.
a love letter to myself.
Here we go.
Dear CB.
Dear John.
Dear Mr. White.
Dear self. Why did I agree to this?
Do you love yourself? Yes or no? Yes, we'll keep working on it.
Dev, I love lots of things about you. In fact, every day together is one giant adventure of how much love, meaning, connecting, and gratitude you can fit into it.
I've known you for 25 years now. Through the long journey we have had together, there have been many ups and downs.
But you also always seem to stay calm and collected. That's what I like about you. You're always so easygoing.
I really have never been very good to you, ever really. And I probably owe you an apology.
I must say, you've been through a lot. I'm very proud of you for how far you've come.
Listen, you're pretty great. I know you say that to yourself a lot, but you never really genuinely believe it. Start believing it.
I love my ability to listen. I think it's a very special trait I have to be able to really understand people and just listen when that's what they need.
I don't know why I find it so difficult to find a soft, warm place for you in my heart. I'm always getting in your way and never thinking that you're good enough.
I know you're still going through some obstacles in life. I know you will get through it. You are so awesome.
Give it time and just love yourself. You can't just wait for somebody else you have to start with you, Nicole.
I think we should make a date to at least once a week have a cup of tea together. I want to love you and embrace you and treat you just as I would like to be treated, with loving acceptance. Let's start with tea.
Thanks for being open with yourself, and I love you.
Passion and grace, Devin.
Love, Nicole.
Sobergeik, subscribe.
Hey, so how about giving that a try, huh? As Jesus taught, as Eben Alexander discovered, and as you already on the deepest level know, you're loved, and you're cherished, and you are worthy. So put a little love in your heart for you. Happy Valentine's Day. Let's turn now to our meditation. I invite you to get comfortable in your seat and take a deep breath in. Release and let go. Let go and let go. Just feel this beautiful love moving in and through you. As you survey the landscape of your uniquely wondrous life. Allow yourself to bring into your consciousness that sweet, innocent little child that you are. That joyful presence that is still in you, still a part of you. Send it some love. Send it some peace, some healing, and even some joyful anticipation. As you fill your own internal reservoir with self-love, I invite you to hold this prayer of loving kindness in your own heart, directed to every part of you. Let these words become yours. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. May I know that I am loved. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. May I know and truly know that I am loved. Breathe into this flow of love within you. Take this prayer into your own heart for a few moments in the silence. Releasing into this truer than true realm of unconditional love and acceptance. May we be happy. May we be at peace. May all beings everywhere be free of suffering. And may we know that we are loved. And so it is. So we let it be. Amen.
Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.
Of our love offering in support of this community. You have many options for how to give. You can go to our website, click on the button that says Give Online. It will show you all your options. Perhaps the easiest way is to text the word give, or if you're already set up, text the amount you wish to give to
540-418-1228. Text now. Yeah.
Hey, and as you are contemplating and carrying out your donation, I'd like to just share, I think is a really important information for you to know, that when you give to Unity Renaissance, your contribution goes much farther than you may even realize. That it not only supports this community and the folks who make all of this happen and helps us grow and serve in new and expanding ways, but every month our board also sends tithe. We tithe on what has come in from you. We tithe to Unity Worldwide Ministries, to Unity World Headquarters at Unity Village, to Silent Unity, to Unity Online Radio, and to Message of Hope, which provides the daily word to people in prison and in hospitals. But in addition to that, I want to share with you who we gave our miscellaneous tithe to in 2020, because it's pretty amazing list here. The Chesapeake Area Shelter Team and the Norfolk Emergency Shelter. Reverend Judith Meyer, you will remember she was afflicted with COVID and in the hospital. Chesapeake Public Schools to assure continued meals for the students during the pandemic. Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Virginia Home for Adults, plus Corona Aid 757, which was COVID-19 financial aid to support vulnerable populations during the pandemic. The Food Bank of Southeast Virginia, the Equal Justice Initiative, and the Innocence Project to provide legal representation to underserved individuals to assure fair and just outcomes. Hampton Roads Poor People's Campaign, Reclaim Our Vote, and Tidewater Sowers of Justice. So whether you realize it or not, your dollars are going to support lots of other good efforts in the community. As you prepare your gift, I'd like to invite up our wonderful board treasurer, Tony Porton, who would like to share a few words with you about prosperity. Come on up, Tony. You can lower your mask while you're talking if you'd like.
Thank you, Reverend Paula. What a wonderful reminder on this day of love to also love yourself. Much appreciated, and probably long overdue for really rethinking that, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
And now that I've unfettered myself from my mask, I would like to set a few words free. May Spirit guide me. Good morning to all, near and far. On this day we celebrate love. To those of you I know, and to those of you I'm yet to know, I am honored to be allowed to share my thoughts on prosperity with you today. Though I am blessed to serve on your board of trustees, I prefer to speak today in my capacity as an active member of Unity Renaissance, whom, as with each of you, is in search of spiritual growth and prosperity. For me, I find prosperity in a slow, observational walk in nature. Beauty in all you see, hear, smell, and feel. At times, one notices they can even taste the beauty of an experience in nature. I find prosperity in release. I imagine myself as a tree, shaking off an old leaf, making way for renewal and new growth. I find prosperity in seeking silence in a world filled with distraction. I find prosperity in celebrating diversity. I find prosperity in being of service. I find peace and prosperity in Unity Renaissance, recognizing each and every one of you as ambassadors for transforming lives that will transform the world. Your presence, love, generosity, and grace make Unity Renaissance a prosperous place to be. Finally, I would be remiss if I didn't mention I also find a great deal of prosperity in love. Thank you, and may each of you live well and prosper.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tony. I know that was heartfelt, man. We all felt that. Well, I invite you to hold your offering in your hand right now, and let's bless it with our offertory blessing. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
And it's giving back to you. Give and it's giving back to you. Give and it's giving back to you. Press down, shake it together, running over. Back in good measure, it's giving back to you.
Brother Boyd. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Everyone looks for their calling in love, but I always find it surprising We won't be falling at all. We'll be rising in love. How do you let love grow? You've got to give it a chance when you found it. Bird in your hand will stay until you start to close your fingers around it. Love is the river whose waters we test, and a measure of where we are going. But you never can step in the same river twice, for the water is constantly flowing. But the deeper the river, the greater the trust, and the more that we are rising above, we won't be falling at all. We'll be rising in love. I am not falling at all. I am rising. I am not falling at all. I am rising. I am not falling at all. I am rising in love. Rising in love. I'm rising in love. I'm rising in love. I'm rising in
Boyd Black, Rising in Love. Thank you, Boyd. Killer.
Well, I'm super excited about this next part of the service because, oh my gosh, there's so many people. It takes a village, right? It takes a village for us to be who we're here to be as Unity Renaissance, and to navigate the changes that come our way, and to capture the opportunities and all of that. And there are many, many people, many volunteers, many great souls that have helped us through a particularly trying year in 2020. But those, some who are really nearest and dearest to my heart, are beautiful staff here at Unity Renaissance. And so today, as part of our Valentine's Day celebration, I want to celebrate them. These are the folks we meet every Tuesday, and we go over what's happening and what needs to happen, and how we can serve you better, how we can grow and learn together, how we can invent and create. And you have seen some of those activities over the past year, and of course there are more to come. But each of these beautiful souls is just so dear and special to me, and today I get to share that with you. So I'm going to bring them up one at a time and tell you just a teeny bit about each of them in case you don't know about them. So first I'd like to invite up the wonderful Paul Mitchum, our business manager. He is also in charge of our sound and live stream team. And don't look at me, I'm crying. And my right-hand person in so many ways. There's some candy for how sweet you are, and a white rose to represent your beautiful spiritual unfoldment, Paul. I'm so grateful for you, and what a difference you've made in this community. This is the guy that oversees our live stream, our Zoom, every single bit of it. So grateful for you. Thank you. Keeps the books and everything else. And next is the amazing and wonderful Alicia Flores, our office manager, our social media maven. This woman is, you're a true Renaissance woman, I would say, because she seems to have no bounds in her talent and her interests. Alicia does everything from keep our Facebook and website going to managing Paul and me and the staff and the schedule. She also will, of course, is a very gifted singer, part of our music team here. She'll pitch in and staff the camera when we need it. Alicia is absolutely awesome, and what an incredible blessing to us. So thank you to Alicia. Next up is the wonderful Lisa Carter, our Director of Youth and Family Ministry. Woo! I think that's fine right there. There you go, darling. So you all know Lisa. She's been at Unit Renaissance. How long, Lisa? 21 years. 21 years. with such vision and such passion for our young people here. But not only that, she's absolutely committed to the smooth operations and the growth of Unity Renaissance. And Lisa, in this year, you've become such a dear friend to me and such a very valued ally. I'm always throwing things at you. But by golly, we're going to have an amazing youth ed operation here when we get going again. Thanks in large part to this beautiful soul right here. So thank you so much, Lisa. And along with Lisa is our assistant YFM director, the amazing Bea Clendenin, who shines her light in Unity Renaissance in so many lovely ways, not only working with our young people, there you go, and helping to, Bea, I love you so much, overseeing our youth ed activities for the little ones, but also she is the one who helps orchestrate our multi-generational services. And many of you watching today know her as one of the original founders of the Unity Sisterhood. She's absolutely committed to that. Bea, you just spread love and joy wherever you go. Your inspiration is contagious, and I'm so grateful for you, Bea. Thank you. And next up is Reverend Richard, Reverend Maestro, minister of music, and in charge of the care and feeding of the minister. And boy, hasn't this just been a year when music has been such a saving grace for us? And you have been the visionary and the leader to pull all that together, to invent, to create, to bring in so much amazing talent here that has been so soothing and healing to our souls and continues to be. And I behold the Christ in you, my love. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. Next is the amazing Judy Hackman. You all know Judy. She's been at Unity for how long, Judy? 13 years. I'm going to have you come down here just to keep our spacing where it needs to be. Judy, as I think you all know, has an absolute heart of gold. She is so passionate about helping others. She's our director of community outreach here, but she's also overseen hospitality and so many aspects of our operations to assure that we're showing up in love and that we truly are transforming lives that transform the world. Judy has also really played a huge role in the creation of our wonderful new kitchen and is going to help be bringing that into fruition. But what we know about Judy, she always gets teared up when she talks about the children, and so we're going to be doing so much more, even still, through your vision and your commitment, Judy, to serve the young people in our community. So God bless you, and thank you. Next up are Ginger Zarski and Janet Adams, who share the daily word today. I love these two. My gosh, what a power couple. What a blessing. And so I'm introducing them today as our bookstore managers. But of course, they are, again, multi-talented, giving their gifts in such diverse ways to be a blessing to our community. So not only have they really sort of transformed and given some freshness and new life to our bookstore, but they also, Ginger has been the head of our cookbook team, made that come to fruition with Janet's assistance. We have our Unity Renaissance cookbook thanks to her leadership, and Ginger was also the lead person on our spring gift bag project. So those of you who are loving your spring gift bags, we appreciate that. And Jan is just such a gifted artist, and both of them very involved in the Unity Sisterhood, where they just give so much love and support to every single person and to all of us. So God bless you both. Thank you so much for who you are and all you do. Next up is Marcia Austin, my dear friend, longtime friend here at Unity Renaissance. And Marcia is not only just such a kind of a soul sister for me, but also is willing to let me throw just about anything at her for help, as all these folks are, really. But I put down here a special projects coordinator, which basically means that Marcia is willing to step in and be a part of whatever initiative we decide to create. In particular, she's led when we had a health fair here a couple years ago. We're going to do that again. She orchestrated some of our fundraising activities, like the 40 and 40 effort. and really took passionate interest and provide leadership for our work with the Virginia Home for Adults this year so that we could have just a stellar, love-filled, beautiful Christmas celebration with them. And we all felt that. We all appreciate that, Marcia. Many more great things to come. Thank you and bless you, my friend. Marcia. And then finally is the wonderful Ann DeMichael, who's in Florida today. Hi, Ann. We miss you. Ann, as you know, is a non-voting member of our Board of Trustees. She's the longest-serving board member, but she does double duty as the Director of Prayer and Pastoral Care. Ann is a lot of times that calming presence that we all need, such a visionary, but also just such a beautiful soul. Gives her love so freely and generously. And when you get back, we're going to have a flower and a box of candy for you. But for today, we're just sending you enormous love and gratitude. So this is our Unity Renaissance staff. I invite you to join me in blessing them with our Christ blessing. Together, Unity Renaissance leaders, staff. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you may be seated. Yeah. Oh, that felt so good. I've been wanting to do that for a while. All right, we got some great events coming up. This Tuesday, we have our next Family TED Talk. And this is for young people as well as their parents and other adults to participate in a great discussion. This one is called How to Shift Your Mindset and Choose Your Future. This is one of my favorite that Ed Rosequist has picked out. This inspiring gentleman in England is really talking about how you can change the world, basically. You can set your intention and you can make a difference. Specifically in the video, he refers to things that we can do and the mindset that we need to combat climate change. But it's just very uplifting. It's very Unity compatible. So I hope you join us for that. There's the Zoom ID number up there. And just join us as we watch this inspiring talk. And then Ed Rosequist leads us in a very robust discussion afterwards. And it's really great fun to hear from our young people as part of that. So that's this Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Zoom. I do want to remind you guys that we have chair yoga here and online. Noon Thursdays, Richard and I have been coming right here doing our chair yoga. It's absolutely fabulous. If you're starting to feel a little bit sluggish or like, oh my gosh, will I ever exercise again? Here is a really easy way to just step into some simple stretching and to love yourself and love your body. So you can tune in, check it out on Zoom. There's the meeting ID up there on the screen for you. You can register. We actually ask that you register on our website because there's a waiver form that we need you to fill out. And we do ask a $10 per session love offering for that so we can compensate our fabulous instructor, Alex Botero. The wonderful Reverend Richard is just giving us such a gift every morning at 10 a.m. through his 64 ways in 64 days. We're now calling it the Way of the Day. And it's all about practicing nonviolence as part of the Season for Nonviolence, sponsored by the Association for Global New Thought, in about 15 minutes, something like that, each morning on our Facebook page. Richard shares just the most lovely music and a great inspiring message, and then some peaceful meditations. Just a really perfect way to start your day. So please be sure to tune in for that as well on our Facebook page. The URL is up there on the screen. So how many of you could use a better night's sleep? Yeah, I see a lot of hands going up. How many of you could use a little bit more energy? There we go. So that, Richard doesn't have the energy to raise his hand. I am super excited about this wellness seminar that's coming up on Saturday. I really encourage you all to take advantage of it. It's only an hour long, a mere $15, but we are bringing in really someone I just have the highest respect for in terms of her holistic healing knowledge and practices, and really a sincere desire to help us make our lives better and take good care of ourselves, very much in keeping with loving ourselves. So this is about minimizing fatigue and maximizing energy with a special focus on improving sleep. So what can we do to help ourselves get a good night's sleep, and also how to raise our energy level. She's including in that a 30-day challenge that you can be a part of, so you can make this an ongoing practice with a support group. Please do take the time to register online. We will be offering this in person as well as on Zoom, so it's a very limited, of course, in-person attendance. So it is important that you register and let us know if you're planning to be here in person. Super excited to be teaming with Dr. Janine Lex, who actually is my healthcare practitioner. Finally roped her into coming on out here. All right. And then, actually this morning was the inaugural return of our Sunday meditation led by our prayer chaplains. You know, when we were meeting before and when we resume meeting, we have a meditation time in our chapel from 10:30 to 10, well, it's usually 10:20 to 10:40, but online we're doing it from 10:30 to 10:50 a.m. on Sundays. For those of you who are tuning in online, how perfect is this? You can tune in on Zoom to this meditation time, have your nice peaceful time of that, then switch over to the live stream and enjoy the service. So huge thanks to Ann DeMichael and our prayer chaplains, particularly Sam Akampong, who heads that team, for making that available to us. It's just lovely to have that group meeting again. Well, that's it for our announcements today. Let's stand together now without joining hands in our prayer for protection, and just really feeling this today, and especially feeling it as we sing our peace song and just rejoice in the celebration of love that is Valentine's Day. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Woo, happy Valentine's Day.